Color Free America. Thank you for, and with Rogers County Sheriff's Department for all that you guys do. And look.
I thought it was over here. Absolutely.
So we want to say thank you for all that you guys do. And Corey, we know you've taken on some boys and have been helping the family out, and their grandmother just recently died, and you had,
Yes.
with no behest, you had just reached out and taken the boys in and still working with them.
Yes,
And
we
so-
are. Yes, we are.
So,
Trying to find other opportunities for them right now. I can tell you that we've got 2 families identified now that are going to be helping us with them. And so, yes, one of the boys is going to remain here within our county, and my wife and I and our son will continue to be a big part of his life at school and activities and everything, but we do have a family that's willing to help us as well. Yes.
so how long have the boys? How long have you taken the boys on? You've been working with them for a long time.
Yeah, I think.
Camp started, what, 5 years out?
Yeah,
Mhm.
but we really got involved with them during the last 2 years. Yes, absolutely.
And they had some horrific things happen.
They have, and initially, you know, their brother, and that's when my family stepped up, and we've got several of our friends got together, and we relocated them after their brother was shot and killed in a drive-by shooting there in Oklahoma City. We were quite concerned that those boys were going to be pulled into that complete culture, and that's why we got the grandmother out. We talked with her, and she said yes, she would be willing to relocate them. Found them a nice apartment.
So you helped the whole family relocate.
Grandmother and 2 boys. And it was through the assistance of our church, several of my friends. It certainly isn't something that was just my family. It takes what you call a village. Yes, sir. And even you and Cindy, you know, last Christmas, you guys stepped up and did some amazing things to help them. And it's all very, very appreciative. You know, I've said that sometimes when you do things like this, it's like writing a book. And we tend to think that the story is going to have great potential. Well, there's some chapters in there that are up and down. But I can tell you that at the end of the book, it's going to have an amazing final chapter.
I agree. I think their lives are going to be changed forever. And the brother lost his life in a drive-by, and then, unfortunately, recently, we understand grandmother.
She passed away. Yes.
A few weeks ago.
Yes. And it was
Unexpected.
I mean, just
and it was a hard deal. And again, you know, that we talk about that book. One of the chapters there is going to be when she passed away. I'm sitting here in my office, and the boys call me and they tell me that they've got something happening, and I realize that, oh my gosh, she's in a bad way. And I left my office and I told the boys call 911, and when I arrived over there, I ended up having to give CPR, but you know, it was too late.
I didn't know that.
But then I had to immediately be with the boys and comfort them, and you know, it's a blessing.
They can't live by themselves. Then you got to provide.
That's right. So that's where we are. That's where we are right now, and I can tell you that yes, we've identified 2 families, and I feel very, very good about that. And we are going to continue to be part of their lives. Absolutely.
Well, until you can get them fully placed and in recognition of what you've done and continue to do for them throughout the entire process. And we know what that means. That means constantly reaching in your pocket, constantly doing things on your own that no one knows about except for God. And so we want to say thank you. We want to say thank you.
Yes, sir.
So we
Yes,
came
sir.
to take a picture with you, but we also want to present to you. This is a check from Color Free America for you and your family.
Yes, sir.
and any assistance in helping with the boys.
Yes, sir.
And we want to say thank you.
This is amazing, and let me tell you, what I want to do is these two families, I want to take this money and divide it and give it to those two families because they absolutely can use it this time of year.
That is totally fine, wonderful, and we want you to do that. And on behalf of Color Free, so the organization got together and a number of families that partner with us and people in our church and families got together and said, what can we do? And we just got together and literally in a matter of a couple of minutes raised $1,000 to help towards the boys, and we want to say thank you because you weren't asked to do it, you weren't done under duress to do what you've done, but this is the side of law enforcement that the community never gets to see, but we get to see it, and we want to make sure that everyone else sees that the narrative is not what many in the world look to. The hearts of law enforcement are big.
Thank you, Dr. Hatcher, and thank you, Cindy. And this is an amazing gesture on behalf of you, your program, your churches.
And we want to do more with the boys.
Absolutely, as we all will be. We talked about that village and stuff, and the book, and it's going to continue. It's going to continue.
Let me fill in the blanks in the book that he'll never put in it. I mean, Coy just can't take credit for something he's selling. Because he already starts laying that off. It is. I mean, it did. I mean, a lot of people come into it, but I'm telling you, Coy was middle of the night phone calls. He was going to the school and and taking care of problems that were happening up there. He was the parts of the book that weren't fun. You might call them the negative pieces of it, but again, I think a lot of people would have long given up and said, "Look, I've done all I can for you," and it's just, to me, it's it's like you love your kids. It's unconditional. It's there may be a point. This could go a lot of different ways, but I promise you, the positive influence that Coy's been to these boys will somewhere, I promise you, show up in their adult life.
Absolutely.
That light will come on, as opposed to the young man or young woman that has never been exposed to that positive influence. So it's and if Coy was capable of keeping score, he'd have a long list of these kind of deals that he's done. This was just since I've known him, this was the longest going. It starts at camp, and a cool piece of that was, it started off, I think, a little rough with these guys. And, over the week's time, they're starting to like Coy for some reason. All right. And then at the end of it, one of these little guys says, well, we ain't ever going to see you again. And that's when Coy, that's when Coy said, well, yeah, I want to have you to my house, in the winter and everything. He didn't have, that light come on. It's like, oh, yeah, I want to have you in my house. Boom. All right. So he did. And, we actually did a news story on that. They come back, we had a little basketball game out here. We did some, and then, of course, spent the rest of the weekend with them. Not only was it these, but, it was a total of 5.
A total of 8 of them.
Okay.
And they still call me and check in, even though we're not living in the same community.
He borrows the church van, goes to Oklahoma City, gets some, goes to Tulsa, and get the rest of them. And I'm thinking, okay, yeah, again, yeah.
I think there's a story in there.
Oh, there's about 100 stories in there.
Yeah, it deserves to be told.
And a big blessing too is you wouldn't be able to do this in a lot of places. A lot of that goes to the sheriff, because whenever I've shared this with him, he said, absolutely, whatever we need to do, whatever resources that our agency can do to help you, Coy, you're there. And there were times, as he knows, there were difficult times where I had to make a break and leave and stuff, and he goes, yes, go take care of it, and everything will be just fine. And that's pretty big.
Well, we recognize this. One of the greatest privileges is being able to write a book that others read. Another privilege is writing on the canvas of the human heart. And that's what's happened with these boys. And through what Rogers County has done working together, that's what's happened to us. And we are privileged to be a part of the story, to say that we want to encourage you to keep on running. And as you come across more troubled young people, we want to get more involved and help as an organization and as a church and in any way we can, and as concerned citizens
Absolutely.
that want to build
You know, I mean,
together.
appreciate
Absolutely.
appreciate what you said.